People who live near Route 29 will tell you something unsettling, something most outsiders don't know. They'll say that if you're driving this road at night, windows down, radio low, you might feel it too. An eerie sense that someone, somewhere in the dark, is watching. Because for nearly 3 decades, women have vanished, been chased, or found murdered along this stretch of road. Different years, different victims, same highway. And tonight, we're digging into the terrifying pattern that locals can't stop talking about. Route 29 runs through the quiet rural heart of Virginia. Trees press close to the pavement, hiding miles of empty woodland. There are no streetlights for long stretches, no cameras, and once the sun goes down, the road feels like a tunnel of darkness. Some locals avoid it entirely after midnight. Others only drive it armed, because the stories that come from this highway aren't urban legends, they're police files. For years, Route 29 has been the stage for disappearances, attempted abductions, and murders. And what unsettles investigators is how many of these crimes share chilling similarities. Women driving alone, isolated pull-offs, a stranger approaching their car, and afterward, nothing but silence. No witnesses, no cameras, no answers. Just another family waiting for closure that never comes. The fear surrounding Route 29 truly began in 1996 with the disappearance of 25-year-old Alicia Showalter Reynolds. She was driving to meet her mother for a shopping trip. A simple Saturday morning, clear skies, normal traffic. But somewhere along the route, Alicia never made it. Drivers later came forward saying they saw a man in a white pickup truck trying to flag down cars, especially cars driven by women. Some said he acted worried, claiming their vehicles were smoking or dragging something. Most drove away. Alicia didn't. Weeks later, her body was found in the woods. She had been brutally murdered. Witness sketches of the man who approached cars that day were detailed and consistent, but he was never caught. And then things got worse. Just months after Alicia's murder, another case hit the Route 29 corridor. 21-year-old Anne Sophie Smith was found dead off a highway ramp. Same region, same year, same eerie timing. Investigators started asking the question that still haunts them. Was a serial predator hunting women along Route 29? Reports came flooding in. Women approached by a man offering help, a man trying to wave them down, a man knocking on windows telling drivers to pull over. The descriptions? Nearly identical to Alicia's suspect. For a moment, police believed they were closing in on a dangerous highway stalker, but the man vanished just as quickly as he appeared. For years, nothing was solved, no one arrested, but the corridor kept collecting victims. Jump to 2009, a new case. Different circumstances, same chilling proximity. 20-year-old Morgan Harrington went missing after attending a Metallica concert. After she became separated from her friends, she somehow ended up near Route 29, hitchhiking. Witnesses confirmed seeing her on the side of the road. Months later, her body was found on farmland not far from the highway. This time, police had something they desperately lacked in the earlier cases: DNA. And it matched a man named Jesse Matthew, a violent predator. This breakthrough seemed like the beginning of answers, but here's where Route 29's story gets even stranger. Matthew's known crimes don't line up with the attacks from the 1990s. They don't match the earlier suspect descriptions. They don't explain the white pickup. They don't account for the women who reported being followed, which led some investigators to whisper a darker possibility. Maybe Route 29 didn't have one predator. Maybe it had more than one. In 2014, it happened again. 18-year-old Hannah Graham disappeared in Charlottesville. That case also traced back to Jesse Matthew, who was ultimately convicted. Her story made national headlines, but even as the public breathed a sigh of relief that Matthew was behind bars, those who'd spent decades studying Route 29 weren't comforted at all, because Matthew doesn't explain the earliest cases. The pattern stretches too far, covers too many years. involve suspects who look nothing like him, which means the Route 29 mystery may be bigger than one name, one face, or one crime. And that's why Route 29 still scares people, because you can catch one killer. But what if the road attracted more than one? What if the isolation of the highway created the perfect hunting ground for whoever had dark intentions? A place where headlights disappear into blackness, cell service cuts out, and screams would dissolve into empty fields. Some investigators believe the corridor's string of crimes is simply a tragic series of unrelated events. Others privately admit they see a pattern they can't ignore. The geography is too consistent, the victim profiles too similar,